Okay, so I just want to talk about cores before we leave. Cross-origin resource sharing is a mechanism that allows a web page to access materials from a server on a domain different than the domain that served the web page. Browsers do not want this to happen, right? Cross-domain requests, literally AJAX requests, JavaScript requests are all forbidden. Cores provides a way which a browser and a server can interact to determine whether it's safe to allow the cross-origin request. And this is cores. It allows for more freedom and functionality than purely same origin requests, but is more secure than allowing everything. Specification of cores is part of the standard. Just so we're aware, it's made from JavaScript that can't be made from a form tag. The specification mandates that browsers pre-flight the request, checking to see if it has appropriate methods for the HTTP options. Then upon approval from the server, it sends the actual request. Don't want to get into too much detail because I don't really care. But basically, you have to have these access request method and access request headers, and the response headers have to have allow origin, allow credentials, and so forth. Why? Otherwise, none of this will work, right? Otherwise, a lot of what we do does not work. Remember, our web server is 100%, our backend server is 100% at a different domain than our main server, right? Our backend server is at localhost port 8080, and our front end is on localhost 4200. Those are different. Literally not going to work without it. So what we can do is with cores, we can actually identify which browsers, which hosts and port numbers we're allowing. And that provides much more security than not. And that's cores. I should have gone into more detail when we went over this earlier. I did not. So we're going to go on. All right. So brief overview of what we're going to do next. I'm going to actually just go blank page here. We're going to go over the back end first. We're going to do Spring Boot. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a session management system on Spring Boot. We do not have time to do JSON web tokens as well, at least not this semester. But we could have possibly if I didn't go into much detail in week 4. But having said that, we're going to go and do the back end first. Once we get the back end together, we're going to move on to the front end. It's shocking how little front end code needs to be modified. So just be aware. Also, we're going to use a role-based access control mechanism as well. We are using a student mechanism. And so we are going to have a mechanism to log in, and then we're going to have a super user log in. So we'll have a 2-level role-based access control as well as discretionary access control. For instance, computer science professors can only see the computer science students, the information systems or information tech professors can only see the information tech people, and so on. But we'll be doing that with authentication on the back end first, and then we'll move to the front end. The front end is mostly about manipulating the display. The login page is super duper simple. We will be doing everything over HTTP. So technically, the email when you log in, it is absolutely going to be unencoded and so forth, but you get the basic idea. You take this and you put it on a different port number and give it the credentials that you need for encryption over HTTPS, and it just works. But that's our plan. All right. And then, of course, we wrap up and we'll have a minute for deployment as well. We'll go over deployment this week finally. All right. Thank you.